this is Russ and Harumi from Urban Earth Gardens again, and just wanted to go over another video. We'll do a series of some more over various aspects. The last one we did was in the hiving, those two new ones down there, and the third one down there, that taller one, is the oldest hive we have. It's a couple years old, and this one made it through this winter. So I'm going to inspect it after adding this box about a month or so ago, and just to see how it's coming along. And I can tell from the upper western here. Usually I'll do two. This larger box is called a deep, and these two are westerns. And this is what I usually use and extract our honey from these. I usually leave the deeps. Since this one was a split last year, which is a split off that large hive. I mean, I took a frame with clean cells and put it in here and started a whole hive. It can only take so much. I didn't want to put a whole nother deep on, so a lot of beekeepers will do this. But eventually I'll have two deeps on the bottom, and then everything on top will be where we extract honey and give room for more brood production. But what I do is just check to see how much she's been working in this upper box. I know she had brood on this one, and this was mostly food at the beginning of the year as it made it through the winter. This was new brood, and I want to see today if she's actually up in here laying. I know they're putting honey up in here. We've had a huge there's a swarm cell on the bottom there, and I don't see an egg in there yet. That's a good sign that it's getting full. So it's the swarm cells, and sometimes they'll pop a superseeder down here, but usually the superseders are up here to replace, and the swarm cell will be on the bottom. But it's not capped, and I don't see a larva in there. So it just could be just in case. The hives tend to make the little clean cells like that, just in case ones. So I'm going to pop this over. Again, usually the end ones, they don't have anything on it early in the season, or they're just starting to, depending on the nectar flow. Here's an example. Actually, she is up in here laying. So here's a nice brood pattern starting. This up in here is honey. This big one here, these are drones, these large ones, and these are the workers. So you can see where, just from the second one in from the end, which is a good sign that these also have brood on it, she's really expanding. And they requeened her already, so even the other side has brood patch on it. You can tell this is the brood. The big ones here will be the drones. And some of these, like I use Carniolas, they tend to be drone heavy. That means they'll have a lot of males in there. And so this is a good sign. That's what you want to look for. And they'll put honey around that edge, around the outside, and then brood on the inside. In fact, sometimes we get a queen that's really laying, they'll have wall-to-wall brood on here. It's a really kind of cool thing to see. And that's a hive when it's going that strong that you want to do splits off of if you want to expand your colony, your apiary. Again, here's the third one in from the end. More brood. You might even see her up laying today as we go through this. So again, this is the box that I popped on. It made it through the winter with just these two, and this one I put on this spring, and it's already working through there. So I will go over at another class. I wanted to do one earlier, but the weather wasn't cooperating when I wanted to. Was to do how to clean up your hives and get them ready for the upcoming year, where you're scraping off all this problems here. That sometimes there's huge buildups putting on the top, and you want to scrape that off. It just makes it easier to move the frames around because this stuff is really sticky. And pretty cool. So again, we're seeing some good brood, just really brood starting out on this upper box. I'd like to see more filled out. Here's one that the honey is all on. See all that honey? Here's the uncured honey. It looks like water in there, like that. Let's see what's on the other side. And it's just getting more. This is this is really cleaned out there. There's no nectar in these, so she's looking to lay. So she's probably on one of these upper frames up here. And what the queen will do is go around, and you can watch her on her frame, and she'll carefully go over every cell. And if it's not clean enough, she'll pass it up and go find another one. That's just her standard before she lays. So again, you want to do this on a sunny day like it is, or if it's overcast, it's still dead in the mid 60s or above. Since these are hardier bees, I can tend to do a quick check in the upper 50s, as long as I don't open the whole hive up. Again, here they're building out the comb more. So they already built it out here. This frame was clean start this year, so they've really been building it out. So they have to finish building it out here. So that's a good sign. And so Remy had wanted me to do, here's another one. This was another frame that wasn't built out, and they're already building it out now. They're filling that frame out, and you want to have that chrome match when it says it turned it sideways. You want it to come out and match this frame all the way out here. So that's how thick you want it to be. Okay. So as I was saying, to do a 101 on this, but it's kind of like, I'd like to have a workshop where people can come here and we can go from hiving, which was our first video, how we install the hives, and then the next process being, again, here we are just checking, they're just building out the frames. Okay, so this looks really good. There's some movement going on, and you can move everything back as needed, or you can just carefully place that in, because there's a queen cell on there, that's a cup they haven't used, but they might want to use it. Let's see here. So, but anyways, again, there's a good pattern in here, and at some point I'll do more of a beginning from start to finish. But today I went over the boxes. I'm inspecting the top one. There's a new box added this year, and she's already filling it out. So this is a good sign here. And then next, what I'll do is I'll go down to the next one. Set this over here out of the way. And I use this frame holder because you want to be able to have a place, particularly if you're moving frames out and you're trying to find the queen, say you want to do a split or something, you want to have something that holds frames safely. Otherwise, you're just putting them, like, I have it sitting off the side for a second, but you're popping them up somewhere out of the way, and they could fall over. Where this really keeps it handy, and you can organize your frames if you wanted to be switching them around or checking for things. And I always start from, mostly anyway, from the outside end, and then again, this is all honey here. And the reason I start on the outside, the furthest one close to the side, is so I can push the frames over. Because if you just pop a frame up from the middle, you might have some queen cells on there that will break apart, and which has happened to me several times. Even though when you're being careful, that will still happen. So here you push it over, and then you'll be able to pick it up. I already see some brood on this one. Here's a good patch, and what this is showing me here is that these she'd already had this full of brood that hatched out, and this was the one, because she'll start from the center and work out. So these were the eggs were put in later, and these were at the beginning of the season. And what they'll do is either they'll end up making this all of a frame honey, or a honey frame, or she'll put eggs back in all of these cells here, and keep growing, expanding this out. So here's the other side of that. Again, these center ones that are empty, they had already hatched this, so the hive is growing. This is a really good sign. So this was a hardy strain, and what I want to do is, because that oldest hive was split off, is continue this queen's progeny and keep this going, because they're so hardy, and they really take the winter really well here. We will get a mixture of lots of cold, rainy, long days, and and snow and all of that stuff. And you can see here's some young ones before they're capped. You can see the young larvae enter the white. So, and that's really fun to see that. And sometimes their frames get a little funny. Like this is a patch of males, of drones here. I'll show this here. There's the other side. So again, this is a good healthy hive. Lots going on in here. We got some interesting action over here. There might be a couple, move that out to a couple of longer, maybe possibly super seeder cells. But again, a lot of times they kind of have them like they're on hand, ready to go if they need to, like an emergency. The queen dies somehow or suddenly gets ill. And yeah, so this is doing really well. We're seeing lots of, as I move through these, lots of frames full of brood. And so they're expanding. So I'll keep an eye on this one. Next, I'll check this again in another week and see how much is filling up. We're still early in the season here, and but May through June is our swarm time up around here. So there's the queen right there. There she is, right there, moving around. Now she's on the bottom, right there. She's checking everything out. She goes over the other. Yep, she's over to the other side. So what I'll do is carefully switch her around. See what she's up to. There she is right there. Oh, there she is again. She's on the bottom. I think she might be wanting to go down to the lower one, but suddenly finds herself in a different position. But you can see here again, this all that here she'll be laying in. She's already laid. They've already hatched. These are the ones that came in that were coming in later. And this one's taking out some debris. The bees are very, very clean. So let's see where you can find her on this side again. Where'd she go? She zips around pretty good sometimes, so you lose track of her, but you got to be careful. Now I know that she's on this frame.
There.
There we go, right there. Right there, there she is. And Carniones can be really dark. Their bodies will be really dark, but this one has kind of light, and it'll range from this color to really dark. My brother one time had one that was completely black, jet black. So I'm gonna put this frame back in there and continue to go through this, but I think we'll just go ahead and close this down. But this is a little bit of peek into what I'm doing as I check my hives, and I'll be helping a person who just recently started beekeeping and hived her first hive yesterday, and I have to help her sort things out. And we'll do another video later on, but this is the next one. I'm going to do it a little bit further to see how the rest of it looks. And until next time, this is Rumi and I signing off, and we'll see see if you can remember what this looks like now, and what the next video will look like. Also, by the way, really quickly, I use these large pieces of plexiglass for the spring and the winter, and I put them on in the fall because they help. I might have mentioned this in the last video, but they shed away water from the front of this hive. That makes a huge difference for them because they don't like wet. They can take cold, but the combination cold and wet is what really kills them. So again, hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, as in all of our videos that we'll be making, ask them in the comment section, or you can send us messages, and I'll be happy to